This is a new iPhone SE. And at first glance, you're probably thinking, hey, that looks a lot like the last gen, the SE2. And while there is a few similarities, there's a lot that set these two apart, especially on the inside, that makes this new SE such a great value. But before we get into all that, let's unbox it together. It is time to check out the new 3rd gen iPhone SE. Let's open it up together. We're already getting a preview of that beautiful looking wallpaper too. iPhone SE wallpaper. Let's open it. There it is in the beautiful midnight color. Take off the plastic here, and look, it's highlighting our Touch ID button and all our other power button, volume. Almost dropped it. So this color is actually the same as the iPhone 13 Midnight, that glossy blue, kind of blue toned black. And if you're wondering what else is in the box, same old stuff here, lightning cable and our paperwork, and that's it. What we get here is the internals of an iPhone 13 with that A15 Bionic chip with an iPhone 8 body on the outside. So if you want a phone that feels brand new but doesn't cost that money, this is a phone for you. And also, if you're someone who loves Touch ID, you get that on here too. So let's power her on. Okay, so we're all set up, looking good, and I'm starting off with some 4K 24 video on the rear camera. We're doing selfie style, but with the rear cam right now, and that's what this looks like. But now let's switch it over to the front and do actual selfie video. And this is what front-facing video looks like, which shoots up to 1080-30 on here. Would have been nice to see 4K 24, but we are limited to that iPhone 8 camera sensor. But yeah, this is what this looks like on a bright sunny day. Now, just because we have that same iPhone 8 camera sensor in here doesn't mean that there isn't any camera improvements compared to the last SE models. You will get better looking photos and videos out of this new SE compared to those. And I actually have all the generations of SE with me here today. So if you're rocking a 1st gen or an older iPhone, I thought it'd be cool to shoot some photos and videos with these so we can see that camera improvement for ourselves over the years. Thanks to Smart HDR4 and Deep Fusion, photos are looking a whole lot better here. We also get new features like photographic styles where you can customize the warmth and tones of your photo before even capturing it so you can get that specific look before snapping that picture. That's a new feature that we saw introduced on iPhone 13, and now we're seeing it on here. And a lot of that feeling and sentiment remains true where it feels like the heart of an iPhone 13 is in this phone. And that's all thanks to that A15 Bionic chip, which is the same processor on iPhone 13 and 13 Pro, but in a $429 smartphone. And that, my friends, is the magic with this phone and what makes it so special. Now, as an iPhone 13 Pro user, I do find myself missing certain things when I'm using this phone, especially in the camera side. Things like telephoto shooting, macro photography, Pro RAW, ProRes video, HDR video. I mean, the list goes on because the iPhone 13 Pro and even the non-Pro 13 are truly next level camera experiences in a phone. But we gotta remember that this phone right here, the SE, is not intended for someone like me who is crazy about their smartphone camera and uses it every day. It's more of a casual use experience. That being said though, you can still get really great looking photos and videos out of here. I've had a lot of fun over the past few days, not only shooting photos, but just editing and creating with this phone as well. Apart from the camera though, let's talk a little more about the hardware, the design, the look of this phone. This is the body of an iPhone 8 as we've mentioned, so we get that Retina HD display on here, not OLED, but it does look even more vibrant and punchy than the last SE. We also get Touch ID on here once again, and I remember back in 2020 really appreciating this with the SE2 because mask wearing was really a thing, and with Face ID it was kind of tricky. Touch ID was always easier for that. But now we have that Face ID update where you can wear a mask with it. So Touch ID is not something that I miss all too much these days. It feels more of like a retro feature on a phone, but I know there's a lot of people that absolutely love and swear by it. So if that's you, this is the best phone for you. I want to go back and talk a little more about that A15 chip inside of here though, and why it's so special and why you should even care. Well, a big issue with previous SE models was battery life, and let me tell you, it was an issue. But now we get an extra 2 hours per day and up to 15 hours of video playback, making this the most efficient and powerful SE yet. It truly is such a beautiful thing to see that A15 inside of here because not only is it the magic behind the battery and performance, but also camera experience and all around user experience. This is a phone that falls into that budget smartphone category that's not only 2022 proof with the latest and greatest processor and things like 5G included, but it's the phone that's gonna last you for years and years to come. And I'm gonna put budget in quotes because yes, the price did rise up a little this year at $429 now. But I mean, with inflation going on, everything is raising in price, so that wasn't really a surprise. And considering what you get here, this is still such a great deal. It's the perfect blend of old and new, but with the best parts of the new, if that makes sense. And I feel like this phone is especially for my iPhone 6, 7, and 8 users, or any older iPhone user. If you're looking to upgrade and you want something that feels more 2022, but you don't want to drop that iPhone 13 money, this is the best all-around value and smartphone experience.